Hi, it's Karen here. Thank you for joining me. Today I thought we would paint these fun abstract whimsies using the gold accents, using the metallic paints. This is what we're going to be painting today. So what I will do is I'll put all the materials that I use in the description below. So let's get started. I just set this one aside and I've just cut myself some watercolour paper. Now, if you want to, you can take your pencil and you can just lightly put your egg shapes, because that's kind of what they are. You can put your egg shapes in where you want your paint, your base paint to go. Now, I'm going to use cool colors, so it's a limited palette, so it's just blues and greens really. So with my big brush I'm just going to put this lovely egg shape in. Now I'm just going to turn my paper just so I can get, just with the corner of my brush, is just round it off a little bit. Okay, now it's as simple as that. We're just concentrating on these lovely egg shapes. Now you can decide which colours that you would like to use. I'm using these deeper colours of blue because I just think it works really well. Now I'm not going right up to the edge of my first egg shape that I've put down, because I do want to leave a little bit of white space at this point, okay, just until I'm happy with the shape that I'm putting down. Okay, now I like to use the side of my brush on this big brush because it can give you a really nice edge, so I'm happy with that. So now I'm going to go into my green, and I'm working straight from the pan, no colour mixing. And again, let's do a really nice arc shape or egg shape. Give myself that white space. And with this brush, you can really cover the paint, the area that you're painting really easily, and then just go in and just alter the shape slightly. If you want to make it a little bit more egg shape, you can. So this is the time now I'm just going to take that up as close as I dare, really. Okay, now I'm going to go back into my green, and I'm just going to drop, just with the flat of my brush, I'm just going to drop some stronger colour. Okay, going into a little bit more water, and I'm just dropping that in and then stroking it round, just like that. Okay, straightening my edge up a bit. Now I'm going into my deeper blue here, and I'm going to just drop in some darker, more concentrated colour of the paint. This will give me some interesting textures and just give me a little bit more depth. Okay, don't be tempted to go over the complete egg shape, because you want what we're striving for is to be getting some interesting runs and mixes that the watercolour gives us, the way it reacts with the paper and the water. And finally, I'm going to darken this blue down. So I think it's a little bit too bright to what I initially wanted. So I'm just going to rub this lovely brush just around, and then with the corner. And again, just get a little bit more water, go into your pan, nice and watery, and just dab. As you can see, I just went over slightly, not a problem. We just take that round and we just let that run. Okay, and that's it. That's absolutely it. So I can't use this now because I need to wait for this to dry so I can do the next stage, which I want to show you. So I'm just going to very carefully set this one aside to dry, and then I've already done one that's now nice and dry, so I can show you the next stage. And as you can see, the paint has dried quite interestingly, because it's given us some nice runs and some interesting textures, and that's great. That's exactly what we want. So I'm just going to set my paints aside because I will be using the next set. I'll be using is the metallics. But first of all, what I'm going to do is just now, if your freehand's not very good, you can use something that you can draw around, like I've got this little glue bottle here. Now if you want to, you can just use that as a guide, or I just like to give it a little, so a little freehand circle. So I'm just going to go, but whatever suits you is fine. So if you'd rather just use a template or something you can go around, that's excellent. Now I'm going to be using my 0.5 liner. This is barely black. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go down the center of my circle that we've painted, and just do these really fine little lines all the way down, filling up that little circle that we did. Right to the edge, and then we go down the other side. Now if, like me, you've excuse me, if like me you haven't got a very steady hand, don't worry about that. It makes it gives it a nice little edge, I think, if it's not absolutely perfect. So there's that one. I'm just going to swizzle my painting around, and I'm going to just do the center mark. It just helps you get your lines more centered, so it's easier for you to use. And there we go, we just go all the way. Now you can do your lines as close together or as far apart as you prefer, but do both and see which one you prefer. That's always a good thing to do. So now we have our two little circles. I think that gives a nice contrast to what we've done. Now I'm going to activate my metallic paints, and I'm going to use the classic gold. I love this colour. I absolutely do love this colour. Now, if you want to use your pencil to go in and make your focal point shape, so in this instance we're using a leaf, so you can just mark it in where you want it to go, but I'm going to use straight from I'm going to use freehand, so I know that I'd like mine to go in this arc, so I've just put an arc shape. Now you can go back in. If you want to go off the page, that's absolutely fine. Now if you wanted to go a bit deeper, that's great. Now I'm just going to do these lovely easy leaf shapes, nice, and don't get caught up with making getting hung up with thinking, oh, I've got to do this perfectly. You haven't. This is about having fun and exploring and just seeing how it looks. So I'm just going to turn my work around just so I don't put my hand on what I've just painted, because that would be awful, wouldn't it? And just work your way down your stem. Now you can go all the way down your stem if that's what you like to do, or you could add some extra stems onto this stem if you wanted to. Should we do that? Why don't we do that just to change? And I'm going to go this way now. So okay, so we've just gone the opposite direction. I'm just swizzling my work rounds just so I don't put my arm again in my already what I've just put down, and just work your way around. Now if you're not very confident in making these the leaf shapes, I do have a tutorial of how to paint these. So if you're super newbie and you want to check that out, please do. Just make sure that your paint is, really mix up in your pan and get a good covering, and then just take the excess off. But make sure excuse me, make sure that you've got a good covering of paint on your brush. Okay, now I think I'm just going to just bring this down a little bit, and I'm just going to put another little sprig of leaves here. I've changed it up slightly from the one that I showed you earlier, because I thought, yeah, that would look quite interesting like that. So I quite like that. If you feel that your gold's not gold enough, you can always go back in and just add a little bit more. That's always fun to do. But you can always go back and put more on, so always consider that if you just want to tweak it a little bit. Now I'm just going to put a little gold circle there, and I'm going to put one there. I just think it just gives a nice accent, again going into my classic gold, and let's put one here, and maybe just a little kiss there. Yeah. And there we have it. That's our really super easy and quick little abstract painting that we've done with our gold accent whimsies. Now this is the one I did before. As you can see, I've changed it up slightly, but they are such fun. Please give it a go. It is quick and lovely and easy to do. Hope you have a good week, and catch up with you soon. Bye.